Hi, today we're going to be going over lesson 1.5, which is variables and formulas by me. First, the objective. Use and manipulate variables. Understand formulas and how to use them, and understand and use specific formulas involving geometric shapes, distance, money, and temperature. Let's get started. Formulas. Formulas are used in everyday life. Whether you are a doctor or a banker, formulas are used in all jobs, all of them. So here's some examples of formulas. X equals vt plus x sub 0, p equals 4v squared, and a equals p times 1 plus r over n to the nt. So these are all used in physics, medicine, and finances. These are all very important parts to these jobs, and it's just important for people to know. Variables. The definition is symbols or letters that represent a value. Variables are used in formulas and are substituted in for numbers. So, some formulas that you need to know. I would recommend writing these down. First, for rectangles. Perimeter equals 2L plus 2W, and A equals LW. So, a perimeter is what's all of the sides added up, and area is what's inside of that shape. Okay, now moving on to parallelograms. Parallelograms is perimeter equals 2A plus 2B, and A equals BH. Trapezoids, P equals BA plus BD, and area equals 1/2 H plus B plus B. Okay, triangles. Triangles, perimeter is side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3, and area is 1/2 BH. For triangles, it's A plus B plus C, which is all the angle measures, and rectangles is surface area equals 2L plus 2W plus 2LH, and volume is L plus W plus H. Okay, moving on to circles and cylinders. Circles is the circumference, which is just all around the circle, and area, of course, is the inside. Circumference is 2 pi r, or just pi d, and area is pi r squared. For cylinders, the lateral surface area is 2 pi r h, and surface area is 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared, and volume is pi r squared h. Okay, now moving on to cones and spheres, the lateral surface area is pi r l, surface area is pi r squared plus pi r l, and volume is 1/3 pi r squared h. For sphere, surface area is pi r squared, 4 pi r squared, and volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Distance formula is rate times time equals distance, or distance equals rate times time. Next is tax and discount formulas. Tax is R times P, and distance is DRP. TRP and DRP, simple to remember. Simple interest is I equals P times R times T. Now moving on to the temperatures, which is Fahrenheit to Celsius. C equals 5 divided by N times F minus 32, where F is degrees in Fahrenheit and C is degrees in Celsius. Now moving on to Celsius to Fahrenheit. Celsius to Fahrenheit, F equals N divided by 5C plus 32. This is really simple, and it's almost exactly the same as Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, now we're going to move on to some examples. What is the volume of a cylinder when the height is 6 centimeters and the radius is 2 centimeters? So first, volume, cylinder, and height, all very important. And radius is 2, so underline the important parts. And now for the formula, V equals pi r squared h. So first, just plug in your values. Pi times 2 squared times 6. 2 squared is 4, 6, so pi times 4 times 6, which is the same as V equals 24 pi. And then just plug that into your calculator and you will get the correct answer. It's going to be a lot of decimals, but you have to make sure to use the pi symbol instead of just typing in 3.14, or you're not going to get the complete exact answer. So what I got for this one is I got V equals 75.39, and then 3982, and then continue. So the volume is 75.4, I'm just going to round it up, centimeters cubed. Moving on to the second example, which is, what is the area of your lawn if the length is 25 feet longer than the width and the width is 35 feet? So first, just underline the important parts. It's asking for area, it gives us the length, and, well, it doesn't give us the length. It tells us that the length is 25 plus the width, which we're just going to put as x. And the width is going to be 35 feet, so it's going to be 25 plus 35. So x is equal to 35. Okay, now just plug it into the formula, which is length times width. Area equals 25 plus 35 times 35. Okay, now just plugging in your values. 25 plus 35, that is equal to 60 times 35. Using a calculator, because you don't want to do all this hard math out, and then you get 2100. So the area of the lawn is 2,100 feet. Okay, now going on to our next example, example number 3. If you were traveling at 40 miles per hour for 2 hours, how far would you have traveled? Distance equals rate times time. The rate is 40 miles per hour, and the time is 2 hours. So it's d times RT. D equals 40 times 2, and that's going to be equal to distance equals 80 miles. It's going to be miles because, well, that's how distance is measured, and also miles per hour, miles. You could always look at those, and it'll tell you what the distance is going to be measured in and how it's going to be counting time. Example 4, the depth of a rectangular pool is 17 feet, less than half of the length, and the width is 20 feet less than the length of the pool, is 54 feet long. How much water would you need to fill up a rectangle pool? So underline the important stuff and start. So we know that the length is, first just go with the formula, volume equals length times width times height. Okay, continuing on. Now we're going to have to find, so we know what the height is, which is going to be 17 feet, or depth is equal to height. That's basically what it's telling us. And that's going to be 17 feet less than half of the length. And the width is 20 feet less than the length. So the length is 54 feet long. Now to find the height and the width. So now finding the width, we're going to set up a little equation, 54 minus 20, and you get 34 as your width. And now you're going to do the same with the height. So 17 feet less than half the length. So it's going to be 54 divided by 2 minus 17. And, okay, so we're going to get from that 54 divided by 2 minus 17, 27 minus 17. After this, we're going to want to plug in our equation, our values into the variables into the equation. So 54, 34, and 10. We're going to multiply this all together, and then we're going to get our final answer. So first, 54 times 34, which is 1836, times 10, which is 18,360, which is our volume. So there's our answer for that one. On to our next problem. Mindy sets the saving plans up that will give her a simple interest of 7% a year. If she invests $750, how much interest will she earn in 10 years? Okay, so first I equals PRT. And so our principal is going to be 750 times 0.7% times 10. First, that's going to be 0.7 times 750, and that's going to get us to 525. So the amount of interest that Mindy's going to set up is going to be I equals $525. So it's pretty simple. This lesson is mainly just plugging in variables. Next problem, if it is 40 degrees Celsius outside, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? So our formula, F equals C plus 32 times 9/5. And we're just going to start there. We're going to plug in our values. 40 plus 32 times 9/5 equals Fahrenheit. And we're going to plug this into our calculator. And we're going to get 72 plus 32, which is equal to 104 degrees. It's pretty hot outside. 40 degrees Celsius is 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And that brings us to the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching, and yeah, that's it.